Okay, so in order to do a retrofit headlight, you need to start by taking your grill off. I've skipped that step for the video, but it's pretty straightforward. There's going to be a bolt here and a bolt here, and then some of these little pins. You're going to need a screwdriver to pop the pins off, and then the thing comes right out. Okay. You need to remove your headlight, so there's a bolt right here. You need to unplug all the wires in the back, and then there's just one little attachment down here that it kind of presses into. You just have to pull to get it off. So. All right, so I've got the headlight off. Connections in the back can be kind of a pain. These ones here, your headlights and your brights, are kind of a quarter turn, and the rest of them are kind of like a push and pull type deal. You need to push a pin in and pull them out. Just be patient with them. They will come off.
Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
Okay, so while the oven's preheating, I'm going to be prepping the headlight.
Let's begin now.
Okay, next you're going to take your Allen, oh my gosh, this is a Phillips. So you're going to take your Phillips head screwdriver and you're going to remove these small screws. You'll find them here, 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 and here. Alright, then you're going to find the wire here, which goes into this gasket here. Pull it off, just like that. And then this way, when you pull, that gasket can just pop right in like that. And it's just going to go through to the other side. So my oven's preheated, but I don't want this top rack in there. I need to take that out. And then you're going to put your headlight on a cooking tray, like this. And put it in the oven. So 240 degrees for 18 minutes. You'll know it's working when your whole house starts smelling like wood.
Let's begin now.
There we go. Once it's all heated up, you're trying to separate right here. Okay? Trying to pull this back. And there's a big strip of black rubber inside that's kind of holding that together. Where the heat gun comes in handy, most people just don't want to buy a heat gun, so they use their oven. They keep putting it in and out. I use it for the spot that I'm working on. Put your butter knife in there. Now you've got your headlights taken apart. This part with the projector on it, you're going to set that aside for now. And we're going to go after this portion here. Okay. You can use just a standard Phillips head screwdriver, but I'm going to use a drill because it's just easier. Pretty much every screw you see, pull it out so that you can get this thing into multiple pieces, so that we can start working on it. Now I've brought all these parts out here that I've decided to paint to start off by priming everything. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to prime all of this. These reflectors, there's two little tabs in the back, and then they just pop out like that. the headlight shrouds all painted black. Okay, so what I did is I used a 9/64 drill bit to make a hole in my shroud to pass the wires of my halo through. Now, there's this little connector on there, and you need to pull the wires out from behind the connector, and I'll show you how. And push these little pins in, just like that. Just like that. Alright, so now our wires are small enough to pass through a small hole that we're going to drill in the shroud. Alright, so you want to put the hole somewhere where the LED ring is going to cover it up. Since I'm not using the wire method, I wanted to put the wire, or the hole that the wire is going to pass through, up top here like that, so that if it's kind of bearing all the weight of the ring, and the glue that I'm using is really just holding it in place. That way I don't have to wrap these things with wire. Individually pass each one of these wires through the hole. Might help to use a smaller drill bit to help you push that last wire through. It's kind of snug. Once you get them both through, you're going to pull the wires. And see, just like that, it's going to cover up my hole. The next step is to epoxy them in place. Okay, so again, I'm using a 60-second strong epoxy, and it's a two-part system. So what you're going to do is put a little bit on a surface. Sometimes it comes with like a little mixing tray. Some of the epoxy in around the inside as well to make sure that that ring is really secure, not going anywhere. Giving it a few tugs from the front, it feels extremely secure. So I don't think we're going to have an issue with that. Okay, from the back side, you're going to place this vent on. Replace that guy. LED housing back in place. Next, if you took your reflector apart like I did, you're going to snap that in place. Headlight to seat back into the housing. There's a little groove in the glue, and some parts of my glue are pretty damaged, but I'm going to try to reuse it. You can buy a pack of new glue for around $30, but I'm going to try to make mine work. For about 10 minutes. Pull your headlight out of the oven. It's fitting pretty well, but I have some problem areas, like here where I started prying in the beginning. It messed up all that rubber. So what I'm going to do is use the heat gun to try to reshape that a little bit. Alright, so the headlights started to cool down and the seals are looking really, really good. But we can't be sure that they're watertight, so what I'm going to do is put some clear RTV silicone around the seal. And that's step's not 100% necessary, but I think it's going to be worthwhile. So that's what I'm doing now. Okay, so real quick, I'm going to walk you guys through how I'm installing the wiring for the Morimoto XSB 3.0 control thingy. So you got your two wires coming out of your headlight now, and those obviously are going to plug in to the supplied connection on the XSB. Then you're going to see an orange wire that's going to run out of the XSB, and there's a supplied splicer, and that just clips over the positive on your turn signal button, and then this little spade connector pushes onto that. So it's really easy to install. But for whatever reason, they supplied that, but then for the power source, which is going to be coming off of the side marker there, they didn't include anything like that. So what I've done is I've soldered on there the white into the positive here. And then what I'll do is go ahead and shrink wrap around that. Another thing that I didn't mention is that you're going to be running the ground, the black wire, you're going to find a ground. What I did is I just went and I just screwed it underneath this bolt that's for the washer fluid. And it works fine. I mean, that thing's really on there. So I think I might just leave that. And then your final step is to find a place to mount this little control box. So what I've decided to do is use some quick setting epoxy. I'm going to put it on the back and then just stick it up on the inside there. So be easy. Holy shit, that thing is bright. So there it is. There's the halo ring. On video, it looks kind of like it's so bright that I can barely record it, but in person, it's just a really crisp halo. It really supersedes the factory LED. Like, I feel like I should replace that now, but definitely not going to do that. I'm done. So now all that's left is to go shrink wrap that little spot that I tapped into it, and then I'm going to try out the blinkers here.